Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and if you love my videos, if you love this content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It could words really don't be coming to me when I'm recording. It motivates me to keep creating and inspires me to continue making these videos, and it just allows me to be here. I do want to give a quick little shout out to my second channel. If you have not seen my second channel, I will link it up in the cards. Over there I'll be doing vlogs, just more personal content. If you're interested in that, you can definitely check it out. Also, if you haven't seen the recap for episode 1 of The Circle, I did do episode 1 yesterday, so please go ahead and check that video out first if you have not checked it out, and then come back here and watch episode 2. Don't worry, we gonna have recaps for every single episode, so don't feel like you're missing out, okay? Please check out episode 1's recap. It's on my page, okay? And yeah, so thank you for being here. Today we're going to talk about episode 2. Episode 2 only. Please do not put spoilers. Please do not comment a spoiler. Please don't say anything that did not happen in either episode 1 or episode 2. Thank you, because I have not seen episode 3 yet at the time of filming this. So let's get into it. So we start off this episode with them getting an alert. All of the current players, minus QT and Max, they get an alert that 2 new players have joined the circle. So Paul is happy about this. Paul's like, I am in a really bad spot right now. I was number 7. I really need someone to wipe the slate clean. So we get some new people in. I can make a good impression on them. Paul is Charisse, by the way. The chart should be here. But Paul is Charisse. And then nobody knows how to say Corey Tyler. I just thought that was funny. They were like Kuwari, but also it looks like they're just calling her QT at this point. So we get a little intro for Corey Tyler. She is actually a Circle super fan, she says, and that she's watched each episode 4 times, which is, that's funny to me. She is a former Lakers dancer, as we went over in kind of the first look and the little IG stalking thing that I did of these people. And then she is single, so she's going in as single. She's going by herself. And I thought it was funny when she was writing her bio. She was like, I go by my initials QT, but you're the real cutie. So she definitely looks like she's about to flirt. She's gonna come in. It seems like a few of the guys are already kind of interested in her, think she's pretty, so there. We also have Max. So Max first is an AI, okay? Now, I don't know how I feel about this twist. I think from watching the episode, it seems fine for now. I'm presuming there's gonna be like some producer intervention in terms of like making things easier to read, making things more digestible for the AI. But I think overall for now, it seems fine. So all the information that Max has gotten so far is from previous seasons of The Circle. So like studying contestants, studying previous chats, and that's it. He doesn't know anything about anybody now. There's no advantage there. And he is going to be playing as Max, a 26-year-old vet tech, and he explains that, or the AI explains that the reason why they chose a 26-year-old vet tech with a photo of a dog is because pictures of dogs on social media or on like dating apps on average get, I think it was 39% more likes, which I do think is true. I mean, I know more people are definitely attracted to, especially men that have a pet in their picture. So I think that was very interesting there. We will see how it goes with the AI. So Lauren off the bat automatically realizes she likes Max. She's like, she sees the dog, she thinks they could be friends. She's just like, I like him, which I thought was pretty funny. So Kyle also is like, oh, another dog person is here. Like, you know, Kyle has his dog in there, and he says Max might even be his number 2 at this point. So on first impressions, they're all already really liking Max. Even Miles was like, oh, I like him because of his dog. So I thought that was very interesting that they're all already really liking Max. So Max does send the first message just to kind of you know, get in there, get in the chat, you know, and people are already like, I really like his personality. I really like this message. Like, they're really coming on to Max heavily. So, QT. Brandon is already like, I like QT. Like, I think that she could be somebody that I could really talk to. I kind of want to get into maybe like a little Olivia, because remember, Brandon is Olivia. I would love to be with her, would love to be in an alliance with her. So he actually starts a chat. Everyone thinks she's gorgeous. And Miles even admits, hey, she's the type of girl I typically go for. And I was like, oh, Miles, you like black girls? You a black girl? Okay. So, yeah. Max says, you know, they show a little sleeping scene of them all, and Max is like, hey, you know, I could use this downtime while they're all sleeping to analyze the game. And I thought that was a funny little joke, because obviously he don't need 8 hours. He's an AI. He can do it in like 30 seconds. Okay, now we wake up in the next morning, and Cassie wants to form this blonde entourage with all the blonde people in the house. So she wants it to be her, Olivia, and Miles. So she and Steffi is kind of like, I think Olivia is a dude. And it's giving me older dude. And I was like, oh, these people are good at clocking catfish this season. I feel like some of these people are really, really good at clocking catfish. So Lauren and Max have a private chat because Lauren is like, I love Max. I want to let him know that I brought him in. I want to be his ally. So they already are connecting on both having dogs. It's just so funny she's talking to an AI. But they connect on both having dogs already. Miles is like, you're my secret circle fairy godmother. And Lauren's like, I love that. You can call me that. Max is like, we could be bibbity bobbity besties. And Lauren's like, oh my God. Lauren is really into him. She is submitting. She says Max is at the top of her list. So whatever Max studied from the previous seasons, he doing it right. Okay, because Max is chatting a little better than some of the actual people in here. Cough, cough, Olivia. Cough, cough, Charisse. Or Paul. Caress, excuse me. Sorry. I don't know why I want to call her Charisse. Her name is Caress. Cough, cough, Caress. Cough, crap, Paul. Anyway, so Brandon and QT also have a chat, and Brandon is same thing. He wants to let QT know, like, Olivia brought her in and has her back. And so they're chatting, and QT is kind of trying to scope out the tea already, trying to kind of figure out who the alliances are. So she says, like, tell me the tea. Like, what's up? What's going on? And Brandon is flustered. He's like, I don't know. I don't know tea. How do I answer this? So they actually end up bringing Cassie into the chat as well. And during this chat, they're all getting along, the three of them. They are forming a girl group. They're like, we are the girls. We got each other's backs. Let's go. Now, I don't know. I always feel like on any show I watch, these alliances that start in the beginning, a lot of them don't really stick because there's so many of them to begin. Like, I feel like already there is so many little alliances between people, but I do think it's good that everybody's kind of chatting and getting in there. I think especially for the catfish, they need to get in there with somebody, you know? So like for Brandon, it's good that he's getting in with the girls to make Olivia more believable. And I think that Caress needs to do a little bit of a better job with Paul because people are already starting to be on to Paul. Okay, but anyways, so Lauren and excuse me, Paul is rethinking his strategy at this point, or Caress. She's rethinking the strategy at this point because she realizes Paul was on the absolute bottom. Like, people were really not feeling Paul in the ratings. So at this point, Paul, this is so hard. Paul realizes he needs some allies. So he starts a chat with Miles, Max, and Kyle. So Paul is like, look, I want to make a strategy right now to get the guys out of the bottom of the rankings because all of the girls were at the top and all of the guys were at the bottom. So Kyle is like, I'ma just be blunt. Look, I want the boys to stay together. Bro code, bro code, bro code. Like, they're like locked in, all of the guys. Now, Paul, Kyle, and Miles, they're like the three of them are like click click, and Miles realizes I'm not hearing much from Max. So we get a little blurb of the AI speaking and saying, look, I don't really, like, my AI system does not really endorse or encourage anything that is going to be gender biased or like bro code type stuff. Basically, not really gonna be in some all male alliance bro code. It's gender biased, and the AI wouldn't really do that. And that's actually a real thing with AI systems, that they are taught not to be gender biased, race biased, certain things. So that makes sense. And I do wonder about kind of those barriers when it comes to the game, right? Because I think obviously real people have biases, but an AI will never have any biases. So I do wonder if during the course of the game that will make things way more obvious that someone's not real. But yeah, so Max also says like he wants to stick with Lauren in general because she's an influencer right now. Strategically and game-wise, it makes more sense to stick with her. She's in power. She is a much better choice overall. So Steffi invites everyone to a group chat to do yoga. And during this chat, Steffi also takes the opportunity to kind of get to know everyone, especially the newer people. So she asks Max and QT their zodiac signs, she takes their horoscopes, and it's like that's a way for her to kind of get to know everybody. And people notice that. They're like, oh, that's kind of a way for Steffi to like put her feelers out and get to know people and connect with one another. So Paul and QT do end up having a chat as well. So I said first off, Caress is so awkward. Like, I feel like Caress, one of the things I'm heavily noticing is that because she's older, she said she also doesn't really use social media, is that I feel like a lot of social media lingo, she takes it extremely literally. And because she takes it literally, I feel like she comes on too hard too fast. The secondary thing I feel like I'm noticing about Caress is that I feel like sometimes she forgets that she's playing as a guy, and I just feel like it seems so clear that she has no idea of like the boundaries and the limits. Because even in this conversation with QT, Paul is already like, glad I have something beautiful to look at now. Let's secure the bag. And QT's like, what? What do you mean? Like, we just talked for the first time. So she tries to even ask how QT feels about people, and QT on her end is like, I don't really feel comfortable telling Paul, because remember, Paul's also a guy. So QT's like, I don't really feel comfortable telling Paul yet how I feel about people, but I will kind of try to milk this conversation. QT does turn it around and ask Paul what his rating was last night, and Paul admits that he was in 7th. So QT's like, look, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna kind of tell Paul what I want to hear. She's like, you know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Not that Paul's an enemy, that's what she says, but she's like, I'm gonna play this, you know, tell Paul what he wants to hear, maybe flirt a little bit, but Caress on her end is like, I did it. I gotta secure the bag. I just feel like it's so funny because you could clearly tell that girl don't use no social media. So they do play this game called the Wrap It Up game, where they basically all have to write a rap about another person in the house. So Lauren raps about Max. She just talks about how they're bibbity bobbity besties. They both have dogs. She's really into him. Like, Lauren is really feeling Max. I feel like poor girl's going to be heartbroken when she realizes that Max is not real. Max raps about Lauren, same thing, they're circle besties, they had their conversation. So Steffi raps about Paul, but girl, she calls Paul out. She says that he seems like a leave you on red type of bro. She accuses him of having on a disguise. And of course, Caress/Paul is very pissed about this, of being accused of being a catfish, because now it's like, whoa, like you put me on blast. So Paul raps about Kyle, and Kyle is like, whoa, why did you tell everybody that we got a group going on? Why did you put me on blast? Again, Caress, putting her in herself in a situation where it's like, why are you doing this? Why do you act like this? So QT rapped about Miles, but the rap was pretty whack. She was trying to kind of like, I feel like she was trying to get to know him and shoot her shot, but it was not a good rap. Miles raps about QT, and he also shoots his shot. He's like, hey, you beautiful, like, you know, shoot me a message. Oh, God. So after the game, Paul/Caress is very upset, okay? And she is like, I really need to talk to Kyle. He's my number one. I need to make sure that I have some allies in this game. So she has a private chat with Kyle. When the chat comes up, Kyle's like, oh God, I was not trying to have a private chat right now. I'm still thinking about the rap game. But they have their chat. So Paul off the gate is like, look, what is your opinion on the girls? You know, that was messed up, what they did to me. And Kyle's like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know, he is my number one for right now. And it is bro code, Paul. But there are definitely some things that were said in the game where it was like, why didn't you defend yourself? Why didn't you say anything? You know, you are kind of a ticking time bomb. So we good for now, but I'm gonna need you to get it together. And Caress is feeling good on her end because she's like, okay, at least I still have Paul. At least I still have Paul. I don't know. I'm just being like, as of right now, I think that Caress is in a really bad spot. I just feel like so many people are skeptical of Caress. I really, really do. So I feel like she's kind of in an iffy spot. So we end off the episode with an alert, and they are told that one person in the circle is not a human and is an AI. Now, I didn't know if they were going to tell them that it was an AI or not. I actually think both ways makes for a pretty interesting twist. I think now that they did say that it's an AI, I think that makes it interesting because you don't know if you're talking to a real human or if you're just talking to somebody, you know, who's fake. People were guessing Steffi. I was like, Steffi ain't no AI. Someone said Kyle. I was like, okay. No one guessed Max yet, but obviously because Max just got into the game. So yeah. That is where we ended episode 2. I think it is really good so far. I think it's really steamy. I like this episode. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the AI twist? Who do you think is in a bad spot? Who do you think is playing the game well? Who do you think is not playing the game well? And any other comments. Please don't leave any spoilers for an episode that is not either 2 or 1. 1 or 2. Those are the only episodes we can talk about in these comments. Okay? And if you haven't seen episode 1's recap, go check it out. I posted it yesterday. But anyways, thank you guys so much for always supporting the channel. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you like this content, please hit subscribe, okay? Please hit subscribe. It's free. It's right there. Don't just watch the video and then head out. Please subscribe if you like the content. And I will talk to you guys for episode 3, which should be up. If not tomorrow, definitely by Saturday morning. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.